Seeing myself without wearing glasses is like a jump scare. But do you guys want to see what my glasses look like literally right now? Yeah, they're in two pieces. Yeah. It's so unfortunate. My glasses broke earlier today in the exact same way that they broke a year and a half ago. So I have to get new ones again. It is a different frame. I was literally just cleaning them and they snapped in two. So that's my update for the day. Anyway, I hope you don't mind seeing me without my glasses because that's how we're going to be for a little bit. But I'm starting a new reading vlog today and I'm very excited about it. So if you're new here, hi, my name is Sophie. Welcome. Here's the update with my reading right now. Okay, I'm just going to be frank with y'all. My last reading vlog that I posted was me getting out or into and then trying to get out of a book slump. I've read one book since my official slump. I read Caught Up by Nevessa Allen, and since I have been wanting to read more, which is a good sign that I'm coming out of my slump, but I haven't officially read anything else since, and I want to make sure that the Caught Up wasn't just like a faulty positive, you know? So I'm currently technically in the middle of two books, but really it's like I'm in the middle of one and I've barely started another, and those are the two I'm going to start out this reading vlog with. The book that I am further along in right now is Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher. I learned recently, aka like this year, that Lauren Asher is one of my favorite contemporary romance authors. I really like Elsie Silver, I love Chloe Walsh, but Lauren Asher I feel like was underrated in my internal ranking until I read her entire Dreamland Billionaire series and realized that actually she can really write a really good book. The first book was kind of meh, but the last two were both like high 4-star romances for me and I really enjoyed them. So I got this book secondhand months ago and I was actually excited about it because it's in perfect condition, but it was like $8, and so now I'm starting it. Well, I did start it like a couple days ago. I'm currently, I think, 30% of the way through. I'm on page 159 out of, I think 500. She likes to write very chunky, thick books, which I guess is her one downfall, so they usually are a tad long, but they also do fly by really quickly. Now, the premise of this book is we have Dahlia and Julian. Julian is a construction worker and Dahlia is an interior designer, so kind of like a match made in heaven, to be honest, if you want to be on a reality TV, HGTV show. Their families have always been really close friends, but Dahlia left their small hometown months ago, or years ago actually, and went and got engaged to this guy named Oliver, who we find out now is actually just an awful person, and she has since ended that engagement to him and is back in her hometown trying to get her life figured out. Julian is a billionaire. He is a construction worker, he owns this huge business, and he's just doing his own thing, but he decides, based on his mother's prodding, to be honest, that he should partner up with Dahlia to fix up the founder's home in their city. It's a great investment for both of their businesses, and also he wants to appease his mother because Dahlia is going through a very hard time at the minute, has gotten some bad news plus the breaking of her engagement, and he wants to help her just get back on track, and obviously he still has some lingering feelings for her. I don't think he's willing to admit it, but we all know he does. So this is book one, 30% of the way through. That's what is more preferable to read because I'm already like partially through it, but I'm really not in the mood for a contemporary at the minute. I want to read something fantasy. So this is going to shock you when I hold up this book. Bear with me for this, okay? But last night I got my sister's laughing over there, 5 pages, embarrassing number, into Shatter Me by Tahereh Mafi. Now, I have not ever read this series before. That is a kind of embarrassing thing to admit because everyone and their grandmother has read this series and loved it, but specifically when they were younger, I feel it's a very YA book, long dystopian dystopian fantasy series, and honestly, even though it was originally published like in the 2010s, she still is releasing books for this, so it's one of those like extensively long series. I've read one book by Tahereh Mafi before. It was This Woven Kingdom, which I read a couple months ago. I enjoyed it. I think I gave it 3.5 stars, but I definitely think that the next ones in the series will be better. However, instead of continuing that series, I decided to start a new one because I have no concept of self-respect or time management, and also because my sister is currently in the middle of actually binging this series right now and she wants someone to buddy read it with, and I figured that I should catch up. Now, this is not actually my copy, by the way. This is my sister's friend's copy, so thank you to her for letting me use this as a prop. I do have the book on my Kindle as well, so I'm going to be reading it digitally most likely, but it is fully annotated, and if you look at it, the book is so thin. This is literally like 25 pages. Yeah, 25 pages. And it should go by so quickly. The font is big. The writing is simple. Like, I only got a couple pages in last night before I literally fell asleep. I was so tired, but I don't think that this is going to take me a long time to read. And I want to kind of see what the hype is about and determine whether or not I want to actually continue the series and catch up to what my 13-year-old self probably would have loved to read. So those are the two updates. I don't know which one you at home are voting for, which book I need to read like immediately, but I want to get some serious progress made on both of these in this vlog, and I think we most likely will be able to fit a third book in the vlog as well, so we'll kind of see what happens later down the line eventually. But again, my goal here is to get out of a reading slump. I don't have any specific plans for this vlog. I just want to read consistently and hopefully enjoy these books. So those are the current reading plans. Welcome to the vlog. As always, subscribe. I post new videos every Thursday, so you don't want to miss the next one. And my dad is snoring downstairs super loud, so I'm gonna end this like right now. Real quick, do you want to know something really annoying as well? In this bag, I keep my external hard drives, which has the cord wrap around it, but I bought this one in September of 2024. It has 2 terabytes worth of storage on it, and yesterday I had to purchase one of these anyway. This is a third hard drive, mind you, because I went through 2 terabytes of storage in 10 months. That is 200 gigabytes per month. Who needs that much storage? But it's because like on this camera and with all the footage that I shoot for this channel, I shoot for my other channel, I shoot for my business that I work for, I shoot for the clubs that I'm in. Like I'm doing a lot of content, a lot of media, but it's still so annoying that I'm just like, I bought this last September and I couldn't make 2 terabytes last me until June. This problem needs to be resolved. And unfortunately it was resolved with hard drive number 3. Good morning, how are we? I have some updates. Unfortunately, I didn't get much reading done yesterday. I have been so unbelievably busy recently, which I feel like I'm always saying, but I'm currently like doing the most with my job, my internship, other things. Like it's a lot, But I'm here to talk to you because I'm currently over halfway. I want to say like 55-60% of the way through Shatter Me, and I have some thoughts. And I'm just gonna warn you right now, if you are a lover of Shatter Me, you may not like these thoughts. You may not like them. Because here's the thing, okay? I understand that fundamentally this is a YA romance book. Yeah, it's dystopian. This is romance. It's a love triangle. We all understand the plot here, okay? I also get that it was written in 2016? Was it 2016? Oh, it says 2011, but the revised edition is 2018. I'm gonna go with 2011 because the original cover is older. I understand that. Okay, this is an old-ish book. Old in terms of the writing style in the 10s were much different than what the YA standard is right now. I get that. And yet, I hate the writing style so much. It is infuriating to read. It's so bad. It's so bad. Tahara Mafi babe, thank God I read this Woven Kingdom before I read this, because this Woven Kingdom, the one good thing about that book, not one good thing, but the best thing about that book in my opinion was the writing style. I think that it was very beautiful. I liked her vocabulary. I like her lyricism in that book. If I had read Shatter Me before I read this Woven Kingdom, I would not have picked up this Woven Kingdom because I would have given up hope into Tahara Mafi's writing style. This is absolutely insufferable to read. I don't even know how to explain it. And the problem is, if you read this series when you were like 14, or you read this series in like 2014 and you have the nostalgia connected to it, or maybe you're just a younger person reading this, I don't know, you probably will love this book. And I say that because number one, the fandom for this book is huge, and my sister who's 15 loves this book, and I'm not going to hate on her because she likes the book. Like, everyone likes their own things, everyone has their own personal taste, I get that, but like from the person that I am reading this book, the character, who Julia is only like barely 2 years younger than me, by the way. I'm 19, she's 17 in this book. She acts like a 12-year-old and she speaks like she is a dramatic one who needs to take her temper tantrum somewhere else. Let me read you a few lines, for example. Okay, ick number 1. It takes me 2 days to open my eyes, but she uses, like Tahara Mafi uses the number 2. Like TWO, babe, spell out the word. It's not that hard. We have the iconic, apparently, beginning of chapter 4 where it literally just says, I am not insane, crossed out over and over for an entire page. Which, speaking of, the cross-outs in this book are driving me up a wall. Every other word, apparently, is like crossed out, which makes this so difficult and annoying to read. Like, my sister was talking about that it's supposed to represent like her going insane or the insanity of her mind, but I'm going insane reading it. I don't care about her insanity. I'm the one that needs some mental stability in this room. And then she'll say something so so dramatic. And I get that this is dystopian and she has had a rough childhood and upbringing. I get that. But I'm just like, I can't take you seriously when you're speaking like this. And when I read this, by the way, remember that every sentence is a different line, not in order, like it's a different line. It says, I know him, enter, enter. I've tried so hard to stop thinking about him. I've tried so hard to forget his face. I've tried so hard to get those blue eyes out of my head, but I know him, I know him, I know him. It's been three, the number 3, not THREE, the number 3 years since I last saw him, but I can never forget blank, but he's already forgotten me. Like, I'm sorry, it's so dramatic. She likes to think that the inner workings of a 17-year-old mind is so dramatically pathetic. I honestly have no feelings for this main girl character because, Juliet, babe, you are annoying me. I get that you have, by the way, context, this problem, I guess, because she can't touch people. The people that she touches dies, or at least, like, it's like she's sucking the life out of them. Weird concept. And she has grown up her entire life isolated and alone, and her parents hate her. I get that. It really sucks, babe. I'm really sorry for you, truly. But the way you're speaking to me makes me want to just close this book and move along because I don't care. Maybe a light spoiler, I don't know. This book has been around for so long that I was spoiled for it. So like, if I'm going to be spoiled, you can too. We all know that Warner is like the main love interest, right? We all understand that Aaron Warner is like the end-all be-all for this series because you can't tell me you haven't heard the Aaron Warner lift your hips for me love quotes all over Pinterest. However, justice for Adam, okay? This might turn into like a Tamlin situation where I'm regretting this a little later if I end up continuing the series, which I don't know if it's going to happen or not, but I may regret saying this and that's fine. But as of right now in this book, justice for Adam. He is way too forward. He has apparently already, spoiler, fallen in love with her on page like 160, which I'm like, oh, babe, no. But like at heart, he's just a lover boy. He's just a simpy lover boy and he wants to save Juliet. He has like a little hero complex. Is he a perfect character? No. But he's the only character in this book that I genuinely like have any semblance of a feeling towards because I'm like, you know what? He's just a nice guy. And nice guys do finish last in this case, but you don't finish last in my heart, Adam. Okay, just know I'm here for you. At least for this book. It may change later, but for this book, I'm here for you. I don't know. I am going to finish this. I've read the first 50-60% so quickly, so, you know, I might as well finish the rest of it and say that I did. But genuinely, my sister, who is loving the other book, she's already on book 4 right now. She started book 2, like literally 3 days ago. She's absolutely inhaling this series, and I love that for her. Genuinely think that it's so fun to watch her like inhale a book, but I don't know if I care because she has so much love for the next books, which apparently get better, but she also loved this one and I don't love this one. So am I going to continue? We'll see. We'll see. Do I actually care that much? We'll see. The last thing I will say is that this is reminding me a lot of Silver Elite. Now, my problems with that book are very different than my problems with this, but it's still just like, maybe dystopian isn't my thing. I'm learning. I really love The Hunger Games, but also who doesn't? I'm trying to think. Red Queen is also dystopian. I really enjoyed that, but the dystopians that I've read this year so far, excluding Sunrise on the Reaping, have all been disappointments to me. So maybe it's just not my genre. I don't know. Anyway, I will finish this and hopefully get some more reading updates later. Okay, as you guys just saw, I just finished Shatter Me, but before we talk about this, 2 things. Number 1, it is a different day, but my hair is the same, so I just don't ask questions. And then the other update is that I did my nails, and every time I do, it like becomes my new personality. I start like holding things like this. So if it's annoying you, I'm sorry, I have no control over it. I just become a different person with fake nails on. Anyway, I just finished Shatter Me, like I said, and all of my statements from yesterday still stand. Everything I said is still accurate. I still hate the writing style. I still think that did I even say that the plot was very predictable? Because it is. And I'm honestly realizing maybe YA isn't for me. I don't know if it's the dystopian aspect of this or the YA aspect of this. I think it's more the YA, but I was talking yesterday about how most dystopians I've been reading recently, excluding The Hunger Games, just have not clicked for me. And to be honest, I think about all the YA books that I've read recently, and I feel like they haven't surpassed A Forest 4-star, excluding Powerless, like that series. I think I rated one of those books 4.5 stars, but I know I DNF'd a couple. Once Upon a Broken Heart was a 3-star for me. What else did I read this year that was YA? I can't think of things off the top of my head, but basically a lot of really hyped YA books that I really want to love because everyone else loves them. I'm wondering if they love them because of the nostalgia attached to them, or maybe I just want a little more grit to my books, which is why I like more adult books. I don't know. But even despite like the not liking YA, the not liking dystopia, I think this book is in a category of its own in that I'm glad that y'all really like it, but I think I'm gonna give this 2 stars. Like, I was really suffering through the whole thing. It's not my cup of tea. It's so predictable. It so screams early YA dystopian. Like, every plot trope of a dystopian love triangle, girl realizes that she has powers trope is in this book. We've all seen it before. And again, like I said yesterday, maybe this was like the first instance of seeing it because this book was written a long time ago, and I get that, but because the timeline that I'm reading it in, it just seems so repetitive to what we've all been reading like forever. The characters do not stand out to me. I don't really care about Juliet at all. I don't care about Warner. I don't understand the hype for him. And I get that he becomes like, quote, swoon-worthy in later books. And the fact that he says love and stuff, I'm like, oh my God, get over it. I don't know. I wanted to maybe push through into the next couple of books because my sister loves them. And also I feel like I have a bit of a completionist mindset. Like, I want to finish the series and know what happens because it is so popular and I want to know the lore. But I really couldn't do it. It just wasn't for me. Again, if you like this book, you like the book. My sister loves it, and I'm so happy for her that she does. But for me, it was really not my cup of tea, and I don't think I'll be finishing the series. I think I'm more likely to find a YouTube summary of the rest of the series, listen to it, and find out the plot that way without having to read the rest of the books. So that's my update on this. Shatter Me is not for me. It is a book that I've known about for years and just haven't read. So now I know, and now I can move on. I told you guys in the first clip of this vlog that I'm technically in the middle of Love Redesigned, which I am still. I'm like, what, 40% of the way through? Yeah, almost 40% of the way through. I'm almost 200 pages into this, again, very chunky 500-page romance. And I am enjoying this well enough, but I don't feel very called to read a contemporary right now. I'm just so much in the fantasy mood, and this absolutely did not satisfy my cravings at all. So I want to read something very fantasy-y. I obviously need a book that's really gonna hook me in, and the last two haven't, and this one I've been reading very slowly. So I'm still reading this book. It's still on my currently reading list on Goodreads, but I'm going to put a pause on this for right now because I want to pick up a fantasy, and the one that I chose was Servant of Earth by, who's the author? Sarah Hawley. I have heard amazing things about this fantasy book. Now, granted, I've heard amazing things about lots of books and they haven't worked for me. Exhibit A, but I trust a lot of booktubers and their opinions because we have very similar taste, and M Fun Books read this book and raved over it. So I don't know much of the plot. I'm going to read you the back so we all kind of learn together what this is about. By the way, gorgeous cover. I'm absolutely obsessed with the design on this book. So the back reads, Kenna Heron is the best known in her village for being a little wild. Some say half feral, but she'll need every ounce of that ferocity to survive captivity in the cruel Fae court. Trapped as a servant in the fairies' underground kingdom of Misty, Kenna must help her new mistress undertake 6 deadly trials, one for each branch of magic. If she succeeds, her mistress will gain immortality and become the heir to the Earth House. If she doesn't, the punishment is death for both mistress and servant. With no ally but a sentient dagger of mysterious origins, Kenna must face monsters, magic, and grueling physical tests. But worse dangers await her underground, and soon Kenna gets caught up in a secret rebellion against the inventively sadistic Fairy King. When her feelings for the rebellion's leader turn passionate, Kenna must decide if she's willing to risk her life for a better world and a chance at happiness. Surviving the trials and overthrowing a tyrant king will take cunning, courage, and an iron will, but even that might not be enough. Very interesting. So this is like the twist on the trials trope in that the main character isn't the girl in the trials, she's the maid servant. I've also heard that this is like more plot than romance, but the romance is such a like subplot slow burn that's really intriguing, and apparently the next book, the romance is going to hype up like a lot more. So I am definitely down for a plot-based, really different kind of fantasy romance, something that we haven't really seen before, and I'm hoping that this really scratches the itch for me. So this is going to be my next read. I will start this a little later, and wish me luck because I would really like a book above a 3-star because I haven't gotten one of those in like 3 weeks. Please give me a book that I can rate highly. Please. trying a new angle today because I have a big box to show you, and if that isn't any indication, I do have a couple books that I got in the mail that I want to show you guys. Now, I am currently kind of receiving the books that I had purchased with my birthday money and gotten for my birthday as a little, little treat for myself. I like to do a little birthday book haul. I do intend to film an entire large book haul video in a week or so that'll be coming on my channel in the next couple of weeks. You'll see it. I'm not showing you all the books that I received. I want to keep some secret, but I did receive, and I'll talk about it very briefly, 2 books yesterday, one of which being House of Flame and Shadow, and the other one is City of Gods and Monsters. These are big, chunky girls. They're 700 and 800 pages each, and am I scared? Yeah, I'm scared. I've been avoiding the last book in the Crescent City series for a good, 11 months. And then this is a book I've been wanting to read forever, but because it's indie published, I can never find it in stores. So I had to buy it online, and I've kind of been delaying it, but got these for my birthday along with quite a few others that again will be in the book haul coming soon. I'll talk more about my plans for these, but I wanted to honestly come on here and complain because this is the box that I got it in from Barnes & Noble. And when I tell you, I opened the box and the 2 books were laid out like this on the box, with 0 bubble wrap, 0 buffer, 0 wrapping around them. I was like, Barnes & Noble, you have to start adding some kind of protection in your boxes. They were just rattling around in there with no protection. These are expensive books, Barnes & Noble. I'm spending a lot of money on a book that honestly should not be as expensive as it was, and I'm getting mailed them with no protection around these books. This could have got smushed all over the side, and I had to have nothing to show for it because they literally come without any bubble wraps. So if anyone from Barnes is watching this, be like Amazon, put a little packaging around your books. Honestly, Amazon should do better too, but it was just astonishing to me that I opened that huge box yesterday and there was just a gap of open space that the books could rattle around in as they were being packaged. Anyway, enough ranting though. I do want to talk about book updates. So I'm currently, I think, 20% of the way through Servant of Earth. I am annotating, although there are only 4 tabs in there. I don't even know if you can see them. So far, my thoughts. So we follow our main girl, Kenna, and she is a human in a human world, and honestly it reminded me very similar to Hunger Games in that all the town comes together and they pick 4 girls who are supposed to go to the fairy world. Now, why only ladies? I have no clue, but they pick 4. And does it say on the back what happens to her? Okay, I'm not going to spoil why she ended up being one of the ones to go to the fairy world because it's a little unorthodox. Long story short, she makes it to the fairy world and she basically becomes a servant. They're like, well, I could kill you or I could put you in servitude for a princess's daughter that is going to be going through these trials. So she's apparently going to be helping this princess's daughter, whose name is Laura, kind of complete the trials and gain her immortality and full powers, which I might add makes so much sense in my brain because I read all these books about immortality and, characters who live forever but are perpetually visually the age of 25. And I'm just like, why is there a reason that they all grow up to be 25 years old and then they just freeze and they age for another 100, 500,000 years and they still look young? But this book makes it make sense. If they don't gain immortality until they're between the ages of 18 and 30, then it makes sense why they would freeze at this specific age because they only gain immortality at that age. That makes perfect sense to me. So thank you, Sarah, for clearing that up. The plot is interesting. She is basically exploring this fairy world. So far, the creatures and the fae in this book are really quite original. A lot of times fae look like normal humans with pointy ears in a lot of books, but these are very mysterious. They have different types of blue skin or different types of noses and things like that. So it's really cool to see the very creative ways that she's creating magical and fantastical creatures in this. I know that this is more fantasy than fantasy romance. So I'm not really expecting a huge romance plot or a love interest, thing quite yet. I will just say though, this whole exploring the fairy worlds, it's not boring yet, but I'm just I want to get into some action or something to keep me going. It's a lot of world building and describing things right now, which is necessary, especially for a book like this where there's a lot more going on than the average fantasy book. But I would just say that I would like something else. Something coming soon, please. So far, so good with this one. And honestly, I can feel myself getting back into my fantasy mood with all these new fantasy books I'm receiving. I don't know if I can go back to my Lauren Asher book. I will, obviously, I will. But I'm just I'm in a fantasy mood. I want to read about fantastical things, not construction workers and interior designers at the minute. looking real familiar. We're back to right where we started out this vlog, but good morning. It is, what day is it? Wednesday. And this morning I finished Servant of Earth. I need to recreate my reaction to the last 20 pages of this book because I would have filmed it this morning, but I was looking crusty in my pajamas this morning. I did not want to pull out the camera, but I was working through the book. I get to the last 50 pages. I'm like, okay. And then I was like, yeah, I expected this. And then I was like, with a plot twist. And then I was just like, rah, for the rest of the book until here. And then I was like, and then we ended the book. So I actually am very pleasantly surprised with this book and incredibly, incredibly happy with it because like I said earlier in this vlog, I've been getting nothing but 3 and 2 stars for the past 3 weeks. And I was really loving this book, almost the entire thing. By the way, I did annotate it. If you see the tabs are the different colors that match the cover. I really was enjoying it, a good solid 4 stars, the majority of this book. But then the last bit at the end pushed it to a 4.5 star for me, which is my final rating for this book because genuinely the ending was so good. This book, like I've mentioned before in the vlog, is more fantasy than it is romance. There is some romantic elements in this, but the main love interest, in my opinion, that I honestly spotted from page 2, I was like, I know this is the final guy. I spent the entire book rooting for one person, and so the romantic part of it for me was very incredibly slow burn. They had just a couple conversations, maybe 4 times, and I still have a lot of hope for them. I just think that for me, the romance in this was not at all what did this for me. It was truly the fantasy. The main girl character, Kenna, is genuinely a really good main character. I feel too often in books, I get annoyed because the main female character is either dumb or she's slow or she's just annoying to read about. Kenna is different because she's intelligent and clever, and you can see that in the way that she acts and what she does, but also she is very courageous. She's very brave. She does things in the book that I'm I would not have done that, but also I'm proud of you for doing it because you have the guts to do it. And she went into everything full force and took it head on. And also I think that kind of goes back to the whole plot of this book. It isn't about the romance, it's about the politics and the scheming, but it's also just about her and her journey. And truly at the end of this book, I was really realizing that this book is about women supporting women. Being so for real, the guys in this book are either the villains or they're the gay best friend. Although I really do love Aiden. I think he's so funny. I love him, but he's a small character, or they're a potential love interest. But truly, like I said, the romance was not that important to me. What was important in this book was Kenna, main character. There's Laura, there's Anya, there's the friends that she made in the human world, there's the other servants that were helping her. Truly, and especially at the end of this book, in the very last couple of pages, you can really tell that this book is about women supporting women, and we need more of that in our fantasy. More platonic love, more supporting each other, and less about depending on a man to do things for you. I love Akotar, for example, but truly without Rizan, Feyre would kind of be done for. She is such a powerful main character and I love her and I think she's great, but it's the two of them together that makes things happen, and that's wonderful. But I feel it's always that. I need a book like this where it's girl, we can do it on our own. We don't need a man. We've got this. And in this case, Kenna's got this and she's got her friends and they've got her, and it's just a supportive community, and I love that so much. The one drawback to this book, and the reason I didn't give it a full 5 star, is because I did predict quite a bit of the plot beforehand. I won't get into spoiler territory, but I will just say that a lot of the who is the real villain and who's leading the revolution, what's the scheming around taking over the kingdom and overthrowing the king, all that stuff, I did predict a lot of it very early on. I didn't predict everything by any means, but I did think a lot of things were suspicious. I didn't think it was too much of a surprising plot twist. And also the trials were not bad by any means, but it wasn't my favorite thing ever. I said before that trials for me are either hit or miss. I don't always love them. I think they're very overused. So in this case, they weren't badly written. I think they were rather, original, creative, but I could have done without them. Honestly, I didn't need them in this book to make it what it was. Besides my, few shortcomings, I just genuinely really enjoyed this. First rating above a 4 star since I read Daisy Hates 3 weeks ago. And I am so excited for book 2. It comes out in September, which is great because it's a duology. So I can literally finish this duology in a matter of months, which is unheard of for me. Hopefully I actually stick to it. But yeah, 4.5 stars. Please, if you haven't read this book, pick it up. It really is worth it. It's not romantasy, but it's still such a good time. And I think that it really has a powerful message in it. And I really loved it. So that was that. Now, as far as the last book in this video, like I said, I'm getting deja vu with this shot because I am once again gonna hold up Love Redesigned, which I have not picked up in like 4 or 5 days. I still want to read this and finish this out for the video because I started the video with talking about it, so this is like my goal for the rest of the video. I'm currently 40% of the way through. I still have like 300 pages left of this romance and I want to fly through it. Unfortunately, the audiobook is not available on Spotify. Maybe I can get it on Libro FM or something if I have a credit available, but truly I want to get through this and I hope that I really love it. But afterwards, I'm excited to get back into my fantasy. So yeah, we'll see what Julian and Dahlia have to give in the next 300 pages. I really hope the lighting in here is somewhat decent. I'm filming at night because I was busy all day, just got back from hanging out with my friends. We went out tonight, it was so much fun. I think I left off this vlog on a good note with my books. I think I was like, you know what, we just finished Servant of Earth. I'm excited to finish my Lakefront Billionaires book 1, and I'm here to say, unfortunately, I don't care. I am 70% of the way through, which means I'm on page 350, actually 365, thank you. And for someone who still has a quarter left, I simply do not care. And I feel terrible because I have been speaking so highly about Lauren Asher, and genuinely I think that she has some really good books out. My favorite book by her is Terms and Conditions. I ate that book up. It was so good. I absolutely inhaled it. And I really expected this book to be the same way because everyone says that this series is like the best of her work, and I don't know what I'm not getting because I really want to love Lauren Asher, but this is not working for me. I don't even think it's the post-slump feeling because I really feel like I want to read books. I'm like out of the slump. I want to read a bajillion books. I just need to finish this first because I don't want this to be like hanging over my shoulders as it has been for the past like what, week and a half, almost 2 weeks at this point, and I'm still not past 75%. I'm just like, it's checking all the boxes it needs to. We had the one bed trope. We have the parents pushing their children together trope. We have the childhood friends, second chance romance trope, forced proximity, banter is supposed to be there, but I'm not feeling anything. I don't feel any chemistry. I think that pacing is a little weird and that for some reason, even though it is 500 pages, we really rushed from hiding our feelings to being obvious that they find each other attractive again to messing around kind of relationship. It took us 50 pages to make that transition, whereas the first like 300 pages, not actually that long, maybe like 250, but still, just them hiding their feelings. I'm like, if you're gonna have a 500 page brick of just contemporary romance, like make it seem like either a slow burn or draw this out or make it seem like we have something to accomplish. They're funny enough, but I just don't feel the love at all. It's like they're rehearsing lines for a romantic show or TV or movie, but I don't actually feel the chemistry coming off the pages. I don't want to end this vlog out on a bad note, but that's where I am very honestly. So unfortunately, Lauren Asher, although I'm not finished with it yet, I'm looking at like a 3-star for this. I wanted so badly to rate this higher, and I do still want to continue the series because everyone especially loves book 2, and I know book 3 is coming out this fall, I believe, but man, am I confused because I really wanted to love this, and the more I think about it, the more I realize that it's just not doing anything for me at all. Y'all just watched me finish Love Redesigned by Lauren Asher, and unfortunately I have no thoughts at all. I mean, I'm gonna yap anyway, but I'm just like, this left me so underwhelmed and I'm so disappointed by it because I really have been loving Lauren Asher recently. And I was honestly, like I said, I think earlier in this vlog, like putting her in my ranking of like top contemporary romance authors ever. And I still think that she has the possibility to do that. But unfortunately, this book was not it. I wanted so bad for it to be because it's her most recent series, or at least the beginning of it. And I do still intend to continue the series, by the way, but I just literally felt nothing from this book, like nothing. Like the boxes were there. She's just, you know, checking the one bed trope. She's checking the, I think I said this in the last clip actually, like she's doing what she needs to do to make a contemporary romance, at least what the tropes, like the popular tropes are wanting her to do. And there's nothing necessarily inherently wrong with Dahlia or Julian or their connection or their problems. I just didn't feel the chemistry. I didn't feel the sadness that they had for different reasons, their backgrounds, their struggles that they're working through. Like it all felt very surface level to me, and I didn't get the deep connection that I want to feel from a contemporary romance. And I genuinely don't care about Dahlia or Julian. Like I hope that they're happy in this little fictional world, but I just don't have any feelings for them. I feel like genuinely this book reminds me of a Hallmark movie. If you like fall festivals in a small town and everyone knowing your business, if you like watching HGTV even and restoring old homes, because that's what the two main characters do, like it's a nice, cozy-ish, you know, harmless little time. But since it was 600 pages, actually, is it 600 or 500? Okay, it's 500, my bad. But still, the like harmless little time was dragged out for so long that I just could not even give an ounce of care to these characters by the end of it. So truly, Lauren Asher, I wanted to rate this higher, but it is a 3-star read for me. And that's just where it's gonna sit. It's gonna sit right there with fine print. They're both my 3-star reads by her. Hopefully anything else I read by her, like the next book in this series, one day when I pick it up, will be better. Yeah, contemporary romance. I mean, I'm also just not in the mood for it right now. I want to pick up a fantasy so bad. I'm not going to vlog it, but I am picking up a fantasy book after finishing this, so I'm very excited for that. So part of it is also just the mood that I'm in, but genuinely, I just want contemporary romances to hit as hard as my 5-star, like fantasies or other genres, or even just contemporary books in general have hit before in the past, and this one did not do it for me. So unfortunately, ending off this vlog on a sour note, but I'm glad that I finished 3 books in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed my reading vlog. As always, I post a new video every Thursday, and next week I'm coming out with a very, very exciting book haul video, and I've kept some books a secret from you, so you don't know what's going to be in that one. I hope you're excited for that video, so subscribe so you don't miss it. Love y'all so much. Have an amazing week, and if you want to watch my most recent reading vlog, I'll put it right here on the screen. Goodbye.